Good morning. Good morning. This is Leroy D. Mack, the Safe Money Expert. And you know how I always talk about dreams and going after your dreams and following your dreams and don't let your dreams die. This is a perfect example of why we need to continue to dream and let things happen. Leroy Mack, the Safe Money Expert. People, what I do is teach you about money. I teach you about the steps that you need to take so that you can be successful. Now, I want you to know, people that's listening, and the reason why. Let me give you an example. We talk about wealth transfers. What a wealth transfer is when we're transferring our money away and we're not even aware of it. We're giving our money away and not even aware of it. See, I want you to understand that if we know better, possibly we can do better. Here's an example. Most of corporate America have 401ks. 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, deferred comp, IRAs, things like that. But I'm going to give you the truth and help you understand what is actually happening. So everyone has a 401k. Why is that? Well, the reason why 401ks are so popular right now is because they're cheaper than pensions. Let's take a step back. How many jobs offer pensions right now? Not too many. The reason why is because we actually live long. We're living longer. A married couple, whether they're happy or not, will live to 89 to 90 years old. So think about that. If I retired at 57, 58, or 62, and as a pension, I have to pay you for 30, 40 years, I ain't trying to do that. And the companies are not taking care of us like they used to. Back in the 60s, we retired at 65, but we died at 67. See, I want you to understand, 401ks, in my opinion, are not for you. And the reason why is because they are going to tax you when you retire. That means that they're actually going to take the majority of your money when you need it the most. Now, here's the other thing. If you go to touch your money and you're not 59 and a half, it's a 30% penalty. 30%. Whose money was it in the first place? It was yours. So the bottom line is, here we are building something that's going to be taxed heavily when we retire. And guess what? It gets worse. It's taxed forever. It's taxed forever. What do you mean, Mr. Matt? Well, when you turn 70 and a half, it is mandatory for you to spend a portion of that money. And if you don't, it's a 50% penalty. So here we have something that if I touch it before 59 and a half, I get a 30% penalty. Then, also, I can't even touch the money. I really can't touch the money because if I do, I'm penalized, but the jobs won't let us touch it anyway. You can get a loan in most cases, and you have to file a hardship in other cases. So let me get this right. This is my money that I'm building. I just come across the best deal in my life to purchase a home. But now it's going to cost me a 30% penalty to touch my own money. And then I have to file a hardship to get my own money. Wait, it gets worse. 401ks are mutual funds and stocks, and the fees can be as high as 3 to 4%. Let me break that down for you. If the fee is 3% and you have $300 in your account, no big deal. However, this is set up for long term. So when we're talking about a 20 and 30 year, building, guess what? The fee never goes away. And the fee is taxed on the money that you have in it. So if you started off with $3,000 5 years later, and now you have $300,000 or $350,000, or even $500,000, did the fee go away? Your fee is assessed every year. So every time your money has been growing, it basically takes that fee. And here's the thing, 2008, 2009, 2001, 2, and 3, the market crashed. People lost 40, 50, 60% of their money. But they still had to pay the fee. No one called them. No one said, hey, I saw you lost money. Let me help you. But the fee was already paid. And the reason why they didn't get a call is because they don't have to. Because the fee is still there. You still have to pay the fee. So imagine paying fees forever, touching your money, and when you turn 70 and a half, it's mandatory for you to spend that money. Then, forever, as long as you have money in the 401k, it is mandatory for you to spend it. This is a wealth transfer. Let me ask you another common sense question. Do you believe taxes are going to go up in the future or down? If you said up, you are correct. The reason why is simply because we owe $28 to $29 trillion. To help you understand how big $1 trillion is, if I gave you $1 million every day since Jesus was born, you still wouldn't have $1 trillion. That is how big that number is. They have no choice but to tax your harvest. Think about it. If we were farmers, would we want to get taxed on our seed or our harvest? Of course, we would want to get taxed on the seed because the seed is smaller. People, I want you to understand. You have to understand the rules to this money game. You have to understand wealth transfers. With that being said, I want to invite you. In fact, we have a seminar, Financial Empowerment Seminar, October 16th at 6:30 in the Homewood. The fee is $99, but for the next 10 callers that call and set an appointment, I will waive that $99. So you're going to get information about what I'm talking about right now for free. Let me give you another example of why you need to be financially empowered. Greats like Prince, Aretha Franklin, and so many others. When Prince passed away, he had assets for about $300 million. Do you realize that with the court system and probate, that $300 million, they're going to receive $125 million just because. Just because. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. Again, these are the things that you need to know. I want you to call right now. The phone number is 708-794-8700. 708-794-8700. Next 10 callers that call and book appointment for October 16th at 6:30, your $99 fee will be waived. You will get this knowledge for free. You will get this knowledge for free. If you don't know the rules of the money game, you're going to fail. You can't play football or basketball and not know the rules. You can't just run down the court with the basketball under your arm and expect to, get the basket in there. That's traveling. You have to know the rules of the game. I want to talk to my buddy, Troy. Troy, tell us a little bit about yourself, man, and your passion and what you do and why you do what you do.
All right. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. I appreciate every opportunity. It's great. I'm just sitting back and listening to the knowledge that you were giving, just soaking that up. That's a whole other learning point for me, just to get some more of that information in.
Gotcha.
So I'm grateful to be here for sure. But my name is Troy Pryor. I'm a filmmaker here. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. Went down to University of Illinois, played 2 sports down there. Awesome. Came back to Chicago, got into the entertainment industry as a talent. Actually started as a voice actor. So I've done voiceovers for several fast food brands.
Awesome.
And different organizations and corporations that led to TV films. I've worked on Chicago Fire, a couple films here. Inevitably, I got tired of waiting for a casting director to give me a call or staring at the phone, and I was able to aggregate resources and bring people together. I come from a family background in clergy, and I was in the pulpit since I was 13, so
Awesome.
that added to my ability to bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, why am I waiting for somebody else to cast me? I can, get a team of writers together and have access to the production resources, and I'll create the character that I wish someone would have cast me as. And that just led to producing my own stuff. Then it led to helping others produce theirs, specifically multicultural millennial content creators as digital media began to democratize things, and you didn't have to leave and go to LA, or you weren't subjugated to specific rules. You got to go to LA, you got to go to the coast, you have to sell your script, you got to do this and that. The goal was to be more independent.
Absolutely.
And as a result of success with that endeavor, I began getting elected to several boards and seeing that there were a lot of holes in the industry. So my main initiative now is called Creative Cipher. It's a not-for-profit organization, and we help emerging filmmakers gain access to production resources, gain access to a network of creators and educational programming throughout the year, so they understand the business of show. That has empowered our whole social ecosystem to create several companies out of that. Different film projects, web series projects. We have a digital network that launches next month, and an app. So I'll actually be at Google tomorrow speaking on a panel about that. So a lot of projects going on, but all basically stem from the need to eliminate the need to ask for permission.
Gotcha. Well, Troy, I want to commend you on that, because what it sounds like to me is that you have stepped outside of the box to create opportunities, and you didn't sit back and wait for them. And I want my listeners to know that it's time for you to go after your dreams and not wait, and go and create the life that you want. It sounds like, man, you got a very, very exciting life. I mean, how many people, is on a panel for Google and, met stars and just, get the inside. Because a lot of people, just like the inside of finances, we don't know about. Just like the inside of film, we don't know about. Can you talk about what has been some of the challenges that you have faced, when it comes to...
Sure. There's the obvious elephant that's always in the room.
Okay.
When you deal with corporate America and learning where the money actually comes from to create projects. Historically, it's been said that an African-American lead, or if your project is classified as a Black film, it's not going to be commercially viable or successful. But as we can see with individuals like Ryan Coogler, what he did with Black Panther, he took $200 million, made it back pre-sale, and then $1 billion. At 33 years old, able to write his own ticket. And we, as of February, we partnered with the Black McDonald's Operators Association and gave out about 400 tickets. And Craig Robinson, comedian from Chicago, gave out 400 tickets to Southside youth to go watch the film Black Panther. But what I wanted to do was to have a panel of filmmakers and experts at the end to teach them that, this film is great, but there are a lot of jobs that are provided from this. We can talk about the stars, but let's talk about who owns the intellectual property. Let's talk about the residual income that you can make from this project. Let's talk about what Ryan Coogler has done. How many people know what a director of photography is? How many people know what an editor is? And, we do workforce development programming. So any type of production that we support as a not-for-profit, we mandate that they allow a certain amount of job shadowing opportunities, because there are a lot of youth that may be interested in that, and not just youth, but talented individuals that may have not had a traditional education.
You need to know how credit works. You need to know about a living will and trust. You need to know about your retirement plan. You need to know about the vehicles down here that can make you money and not lose you. You need to know about the power of controlling your assets versus owning your assets. And this is what we're going to discuss in the seminar. 708-794-8700. 708-794-8700. First 10 callers, call, reserve your spot.